Yep, good evening. So last session we learned about selection statements. So we learned what are the and one more is switch selector. We have to know about switch selector. What is a switch selector? Already I told you some definition about it. So switch in electronics switch in electronics is used to interrupt the flow of electrons and selector switch is used in programming to handle multiple conditions. Already multiple conditions we handled by using if and else if. So the problem with if and else if we discussed. What is advantage of selector switches? It selects it reduces the compile time and complexity. Else if we have to check every condition, but here it will check only the condition that is matching. So syntactically, how to write? We have to use a switch. Into that we have to pass a value, and if the value, or we call as expression, and it will have case is matching with the value, then we have statements. After statements we have jump statement. We have to write a jump statement. After that default, and default will contain statements, and after that jump statement. That is how we need to configure. So this is the concept of how to write the switch cases. So case contains statement to execute, and after executing the statement it will stop. If the value is not matching with any case, then it will use default. Default will execute the statements which are not matching the cases, just like else, right? So here so many questions are there. We will see. Actually, first important point example I will show here. We will see one simple example here. Yeah. Now here we have a switch. I will write a simple function f1. In the function we are writing var x is equal to parse int, and here I am using prompt enter number, and here we will create a switch. Into that we will pass the x, and if case is 1, that means document dot write. So here I will put you entered, and what is it here? I will say 1. Like this I will define. So then after that break. Similarly, I am adding another case. If it is 2, then we will print you entered 2, and if it is 3, then you entered 3. Okay, now default indicates document dot write. So here please enter value between 1, 2, 3. That is the condition. Then break. So this is a simple configuration defined. Okay, this is a simple configuration defined. Let's run this and see now. Yesterday, in last session, I already showed you debugger. In the debugger, I already showed you that how it jumps to the statement by using breakpoint. So now when I run this, it will ask enter number. We have to call this function, which function F1. Then it will execute. Enter number, I entered 3. Then it says you entered 3. So this is working fine. I entered 2. It says you entered 2. And I entered some A. Please enter value between 1 to 3. Any number more than that 44, it will say 1, 2, 3. This is the basic approach how we can design. This is one simple example of how to write a switch. But here, so many questions are there. So many questions asked in interviews related to switch FAQs. First question here while using switch is, can we define switch without default? That means without default, can we write switch? Yes, we can do that. Same like if without else, we can write. But if you don't write default, what will happen? Alternative will not show. That means only when condition matching, it will execute, and any alternative, it will not display. So we can define switch without default. So there is no problem in that. It will work. Suppose I am not writing default. Okay. If I am not writing default, here I run. So 2, it is working fine. I entered some 6, then there is no message. Alternative message will not be there, but it will work. So it is not compulsory that there must be default. That is one point. Another point, we can have switch without default. Second one, can we define default above case, above or between case? Yes, we can. It's not that case default must be at the end. Else must be at the end. When you write if, else must be at the end. But when you write this switch, default can be anywhere. You can keep default anywhere, right? That means you can see, I am keeping here default. I am keeping here default above the case. I am keeping default above the case and entered 5. Default is working. The values also working fine. So default can be anywhere. That is, it is nothing but it works like hoisting. Anywhere it can be there. You can keep in between the cases. It doesn't matter. So you can run this. You can see, suppose 3, it prints 3. If I entered some 4, it says 1, 2, 3. So you can keep default. Can we define default above or between case? Yes. So we can have a switch without default. We can define any location default. Another important question is, can we define case without break? Can we define case without break? Yes, we can do. We can define case without break. But what will happen is, if break not defined, if break not defined, then it will continue. It will continue with next case. Next case. and will stop when next break occurs or switch ends or switch ends. So if break not defined, then it will continue with the next case, and will stop when next break occurs. So that means the point is very simple actually. Suppose I am removing default, yeah. So for case I am not writing break, for case 2 also I am not writing break. It's okay, you don't need to write break. If you don't write break, it will not stop. That means now if it is matching with 1, it will continue 1, 2 and 3 also, because the break is after 3. If you don't give break after 3 also, then it will continue to all. Suppose I said 2, that means 2, 3, please enter 1, 2, 3. That means it's not an error. Sometimes we do like this. What we do is, if a condition is matching with case, from that case we want all to execute. If we want all to execute, then we don't define break. In some situations we execute only certain. So if you don't give break here also, no problem, then it will continue. I said 2, it will continue up to end. It will stop when switch is finished. When switch is finished, it will stop. It will stop when switch ends. That is basically the point. You can define case without break. Okay. Another important is, so what is break? Break is nothing but it is a jump statement used to stop, terminate the block. So what is break? It is a jump statement used to terminate the block. Now in interviews they ask, can we use return as jump statement for switch case? Because return is also jump statement. Break is a jump statement, return is also a jump statement. Return also stops, return also terminates. So can we use return as jump statement for switch case? Yes, we can use. For example, see now, after case 1 we have break. Okay. After case 2 we have return. After case 3 we have some return. After default we have some break. Your wish. Then the point here is, you see now when I run here, I am entering 2, it is working fine. I entered 1, it is also working fine. I entered 3, that is also working fine. I entered some bigger value, 1, 2, 3, all are working. So that means you can have return also as jump statement. Then obviously the question comes, what is difference? What is difference between break and continue? This is very important. Very simple actually. Break will terminate the block. Break will terminate the block, but it will be it will make it will still keep the compiler active. Break will terminate the block, but it will still keep the compiler active. Compiler is still active, so that you can continue with other statements. We can continue with other statements. But actually return will terminate compiler. It will terminate compiler and execution. That means it stops complete compiling. That means if you don't want any another action to perform after that block, then use return. You come out of the block and do some other work. That means still your work is not finished. You have to do some more work, some more compilation we have to do. Then what we have to do? We have to do that by using break. Break means it will stop the block, but it will still keep the compiler active so that you can continue other work. Return will terminate execution, permanently stops. Then again you have to load the program. I will show you this. See, let's practically see this. Where we used break. Suppose I am using break. I will use break in some location here. After 2 also I will use break. After 3 I used return. Right? Let's do here. Go to inspect, and in the inspect now open the sources. In the sources, this is the switch we have, right? And in this switch, what we have to do is already there is a breakpoint at X. We will keep the breakpoint at X. Okay. Now once refresh the page, means at line number 4 breakpoint is there. We will refresh this page now. Now enter number. Okay, I will enter the number as where we have 2. Okay, then it comes here and you can see X is 2. That means it will come here. It is 2. X is equal to 2. Okay, step over. It will directly go to 2. After executing that 2 line, step over, it will break. Means it will print 2 and it will break. After break, observe, step over, see it is inside the function. This is function end. That means it is still inside the function. Remember, it is still inside this function only. Now you click on step over, then it will come out. After break, it is not coming out of script. It is still staying inside the function. So remember this. Now let's refresh again. This time I will enter here. Where is it? Source. It's not running. Yeah. Yeah, I will enter here 2. It is working fine. Now let's go make some change here. Change is we will use 3. Okay. Let's inspect. In the inspect, we will go to console. Right. We will go to the switch here. Refresh here. So we will enter 3. Right. Now it comes here. Now X is 3. Okay. Let's keep step over. Directly it goes to 3rd block. After that, there is return. You observe it comes to return. After return, you click step over. You can see it comes here. You can see it comes out of the script. That means previously you saw it still stays here. Am I right? But now it came out. That means it stopped the compile processing. Compiling and processing is permanently stopped. What is difference between break and return? break will keep the compiler active, return will terminate. That means, remember, in any computer programming language, whatever you write after return keyword, it is not going to compile, it will stop. After return, it will terminate. After break, it will continue, because break is just to come out of that block, but still the compiler is active. Return will terminate. Return will terminate the compiler and execution. So you can use return or break depending on situation. If you don't want any another work to perform, then use return. You have several other works to manage, then we have to use this return, right? That is one point. Another point is, can we define switch case? Switch case, can we define switch case string type? Or they can ask you the question like, what must be the type? The type, what must be the type for case? Case, what type case can have? Actually, answer is, can we define switch case string type? Yes. That means case can use only, case can use only number, case can use only string, and case can use only boolean, or it can use an expression that returns number, string, and boolean. These can be there as case. Case can be number, case can be string, or case can be boolean, or case can be an expression also. I will show you that how it can be expression, but that expression must return a number or string or boolean. It cannot be null, undefined, or array, map, or any other type. There can be only three types: number, string, and boolean. You can define case also as string. For example, see now, suppose here I will remove this m, and here I am adding. So do you want to continue? So here, do you want to continue? So here we will put default yes or no. That means type y or n. Like this I am giving y or n. Do you want to continue? And this is a string na? You don't need to convert. Okay, you don't need any conversion. Okay, now the condition is, if not if, here case. What is the case? If case is y is a string type. If case is y, then what should happen? Console, here we will put document dot write, you entered yes, right? I will give you entered yes. Then break case, if it is n, then document dot write, so you entered no, right? We will say you entered no. Then we will have a break. We entered no, break. So default we will keep as document dot write. So please enter only y or n. These details we will display, right? Now you can see this time case is a string. That means I will run this and it will ask, so do you want to continue y or n? I entered n, then it says you entered no. So I entered y, then it says you entered yes. So this is working fine, but problem is there. So this is example, it is working fine, but problem is capitalization matters. Capitalization matters. That means here I entered n uppercase, then it says please enter y or n. But I entered n uppercase, but it should accept both. Then you have another facility. The facility is nothing but you can define multiple cases for one set of statements. You can define multiple cases for one set of statements. That means case 1, so case 2, case 3. Like this, you can write multiple cases. For all of them, statement is 1. Then you can put break. Like this, you can write. That means if case is 1 or 2 or 3, this work will do. This work will happen. It will do this work. That means if any of these are matching, it will do this. In that case, now how to manage both uppercase and lowercase? We can write like this. If case is Y uppercase, then it should do this. If case is N uppercase also, it should do this. That means whether it may be uppercase or lowercase, it will do this work. You can write multiple cases for same set of statements. Now I will save this here. You can see now I entered here either uppercase Y, you entered yes. Lowercase y, you entered yes. It will accept both of them, uppercase and lowercase. But this is okay. This is working fine. But the problem is, if it is a word, that means I said yes or no. Then how many conditions will you write? Because they can enter yes like this, they can enter yes like this, they can enter yes like this, they can enter yes like this. So they can enter yes like this. How many cases you will write? So in that case, if you are asking for a word, then always convert the cases. That means change the case. If you are looking for a word, always better change the case. That means what we have to do here, change the case. That means what we have to do. So better whenever user enters, use here, I am using the word, I am expecting the word yes, I am expecting the word no. Then in that case, here I will just use two lowercase. That's it. That means whatever X you entered, you may enter in any case, it will convert into lower. Because your case is verifying lower. Then there is no problem now. So I run this here. I entered yes in uppercase, it will work. I entered yes in lowercase, it will work. So I entered yes in like this toggle, it will work. There is no problem in this. So especially when you are using string cases, you have to be careful in this, how to convert the case and manage. Another important is, another question here is number how much? Another question here is 8, yeah. Another question about it is how to define case for range of values. How to define case for range of values. This is an important one. How to define case for range of values. This is important. That means, for example, here, if it is 1, 2, 3, it will do one work. But I want to give, so if case is, so x greater than 10 or x less than 20, like this I can define. That means range, how you can do. A range you can configure. For example, how to define range of values? See here, I am asking here where x is equal to parse int prompt. So enter number. Okay. And here I defined switch. Now this is very major concept here, little different. Into the switch I am passing x. I am writing here, so case x greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, and x less than or equal to 10. If this is the condition, then document dot write, we will enter some. So number number, and that number is x. Your number x is between 1 to 10. Then we will put a break. Now I am giving another option. So here, if it is greater than 10 and less than or equal to 20, that means your number is between 10 to 20. Like this I am defining. We are adding the cases, like, so if it is greater than some 20, less than or equal to 30, so then your number is between 20 to 30. And the default I will put document dot write. So document dot write, so here, so your number and the number x is above 30, or some, if they entered some negative above 30, or it is 0, 30 or 0 or negative, like this I will give. Just I will keep a break here, configure like this. Now this is wrong, this will not work. Now why this will not work? This is very important. Case that you have written is correct, but this will not work because what is the result of this expression? What type? It is a Boolean type. The result of that expression is an Boolean type. It is a Boolean type. That means it will return true or false. What is x? X is a number. So you are passing a switch number and you are comparing with Boolean. Not possible. That means x is a number and you are comparing with Boolean. How it is possible? Then how we have to manage? Here we have to pass a Boolean true. That's it. This is how we verify the range. Boolean true means, you can see here, Boolean true means here, this true, out of all these conditions, one condition will evaluate true. That means, suppose if I entered x as 12, then which condition will be true? Second condition will be true. Then it will execute this one. That means when you are defining range, remember, whenever the case value is a Boolean, then switch also must be Boolean. If case value is Boolean, switch value also must be Boolean. If switch value is Boolean, then cases must return Boolean. You cannot have a number or string type, right? This is very important. And the Boolean must be only true, no false. Only true. One more question is there. Suppose 3 conditions are matching, then what will happen? You entered some number and 3 conditions are matching, then only first one will execute. If many conditions are matching, then first one will execute, because I entered suppose like this. That means 10 to 1 to 20. This also matches. That means both are matching. If both are matching, which one will execute first? One will execute. So if both are matching, it will execute the first one. Now you can see here, I entered number as 21. Then it says your number 21 is between 21 and 30. I entered some 12. your number is between 10 to 20, right? I entered some 45, your number is above 30 or 0 or negative, like that. You can write multiple conditions. This is another very important, right? How we can configure technically, how to define case for range of values. Answer is by using boolean type, boolean type expression, boolean type expression. So, and here very important, if expression in case is boolean, then switch value, switch value must be boolean, must be boolean. This is very important. This is example for that, how we can handle. This is how we can configure the switch. Switch case is simple, but lot of questions will be there. Generally in interviews, these kind of questions are commonly asked. Can we have switch without default, without break? What is difference between break and return? How we define range? How to control capitalization for cases? All these are the basic questions here. Now we will see one example how to design this. One simple example, how do we configure? So example, we will see one concept here. We will design a cascading drop down. We will design a cascading drop down. We will see how to design a cascading drop down. Cascading drop down is very commonly asked in fresher level design interviews. That means as a fresher, when you are giving practical test, in several practical tests, they will give you this task, design a cascading drop down. Cascading drop down is nothing but, so for example, this is Inox Movies website, and you can see these drop downs in the toolbar, they are cascading. Cascading means here there is an option, select cinema, but I cannot select cinema date, timing and seats. For that, first I have to select movie. That means you select movie. According to this movie, it will show the cinemas. According to the cinema, it will show the dates. According to the date, it will show the timing. According to the timing, it will display the seats. This is cascading drop down. That means one drop down depends on another. That means they don't have standard list. According to movie, theaters will change. According to theater, show timings will change. According to show timing, seat availability will change. These are cascading drop downs. If anybody asked, design a cascading drop down, that means he is asking like this. Is asking like this, how we can design a cascade drop down. I will give you one level. You have to try other levels, right? See, for example, how we can design. So we will create a simple page here. And in this page, we are defining. So switch demo. Okay. And here I am creating a simple container. So div, and here we have link relation is equal to style sheet. href is equal to node modules, bootstrap, list css, bootstrap dot css. And here we given the body class as what? Container fluid. And here, so I defined categories. I will just put a heading, cascading drop down, just like this I defined. Here we will have class margin bottom 2 and we have a label, say select category. Okay. And here we defined a div and a select class as form select. Okay. ID as LST categories. Okay. Now we have another drop down here, select category, and we have select product. And here I am giving LST products. Right. This is a simple design we have. So cascading drop down. So here I need to design a drop down first. I need to display the categories here. So all this kept in a form div. Okay. And class style width some 300 pixel. Fine. Now here we want to load all the categories dynamically. So see, we are creating a script and var categories. In that it is a collection. I will put select a category, and here we have electronics and we have footwear. Okay, this is the option. Like that you can have so many. Now we have another collection, electronics. Electronics is equal to, here it is an array of electronics, select electronics. And here we have some Samsung TV. So some mobile, something like this. And we have another category like footwear. So it is an array. We have select footwear. And we have some Nike casuals. So we have some Lee Cooper boot. Like this we have. Now what we need to do is function. We are writing a function body load. Okay, on body load, we want to load all categories into first drop down. So we will write a function load categories. How to load all these categories? So for var and item of categories, for every item we will create an option. Document dot create element, which one? Option. And option dot text is item, and option dot value is also item. Document dot query selector, add this query ID. We give an LST categories now. Get element by ID LST categories dot append child. We have to append which one? Option. We have to append option, that is ready. So this is load categories, and we are accessing load categories. That is the option. So that is load categories, and on load we have to load the categories. So on body load, this categories must load. So we have to define one more, on load, body on load. On load, we have to use body load. So it will load all the categories and show here. When I select electronics, electronic products must come. When I select footwear, footwear products must come. This second drop down changes according to what we are selecting here. So now what we will do is, here we will create another array called var products. It is an empty array, nothing there. Products is an empty array, nothing is there. And I am writing a logic function, load products. And load products, it should load all the products, var item of products, but products is empty. It doesn't have any items. For empty, we are using option document dot create element what option, then option dot what text item, option dot value, option dot value is also item. Then add it document dot query select get element by id, lst products dot append child, add the option. But before adding, clean up document dot get element by id, lst products dot inner html, we keep it as empty. Okay, now you see here load products is loading all the products present in an empty array. That means there are no items inside it. Now what I will do is I will write here a logic. When category is changing, that means on change. So category changed. Okay. We will write the function. So we will write the function category change. I need to get the category name, which category they selected. Document dot get element by id, lst categories dot value. It will return the selected category name. Now I will write a switch. Into that we will pass the category name. So if category name case is electronics, then what should happen is into products we will assign electronics array. Into products we will assign electronics array. Actually products array is empty. When user selects electronics, these electronics are copied into products. And after they copied into products, we will load products. That means we will load products into second drop down. After that we will break. If case is footwear, then into products we will assign which collection? Footwear. After the load products, then break. If they selected anything else other than those two, right, then we will put into products array, we will keep please select a category. We will put that please select a category. After that again load products. That means only this will be loaded. Then we have to put a break. This is a cascading drop down. Now you see here the logic is simple. I selected category electronics, then electronics will come. It will say select electronics. I selected some footwear, then it says select footwear. The footwear will come. If I select here first one, select a category, then it says please select a category. There will be nothing to select. That means I select electronics, electronic products will come. I select here footwear, footwear products will come. That means it will change accordingly. You can write multi-level. I written only 2 levels. If product is selected, the product detail should come. Or subcategory, another list should come. Just like Inox movie site, you try that. User selects a movie, it should show timings. User selects a timing, it should show seats. Like that it should display. It should change accordingly. That means every movie show timings are not same. They will be changing. If you can design that, that is called cascading drop down. How to display the product details? That we need another collection. That means when user selects any product, the product detail should come. That is another concept. That means what we do, we have to maintain all these products data separately. All that products data we have to maintain separately. For example, so here I have given electronics. In that I given some neck band, right? Neck band I given, and I given like Sony speaker like this. I define neck band Sony speaker like this. Usually what happens is, suppose this is like boat neck band like this I define. Usually what happens is, so if we want to display that below, we need to maintain separate data for that div and a class. So bottom two, and here we have a label, so product details, and here we have a div, and here we can display the product details. So suppose we have a class card, so right, padding 2, okay, and we have a image here. Image is id as img product, class as card image top. We have another div like some class card header, okay, and here I put a heading, so id as, so title lbl name, okay. So here we defined another class footer, card footer, and here we have a button, so and class btn some danger, some add to cart, like this we define. Now I want the product details below, right? So we have card header, okay, so just I will keep here div class is equal to card body and data list, so data term, so we have a name. Acha, name is already there, we will put a price, and data definition id lbl price, another data term rating, and data definition id is lbl rating. Like this we define some details of the product. But very important here, height as 150 pixel, 150, yeah, fine, that's the product details. Now what should happen is, when user is displaying, so when user selects the product detail should come. In that case, what we can do is, we can maintain the data separately in some JSON file. Suppose we have products JSON. In products JSON, we have Nike casuals. Okay, so here we have some Lee Cooper boot, and here we defined some shoe one. Okay, .jpg, and here already it is there. Yeah, let's change this here. Suppose I'm adding some boat neck band, okay, and some price, right? And here we say neck band .jpg or png. So we have some assets, na? Public assets, and we have neck band png. It is a png file, huh? Okay, right. Now we have one more product here, and another product is, suppose Sony speaker. So here we have image, so speaker, so speaker.jpg, okay, jpg. All this information is present. Now additionally, you have one option called rating. So rating is suppose some 3.4, something like this I define. Now I will add all this here. Rating is 4.4. Here again the rating is some 5.0. Okay. And here again the rating is some 2.5. Okay. Now this data we have to display when user is changing the product. When user selects a category and select the product detail should come. Then what we have to do? We have to write logic for this second drop down. What is it? On change. That means here we say product change. So let's write the function here. So function. So product changed. On product changed, we have to get the product name. Document dot get element by id lst products dot value. It will get product name. How to get that product information from products array? We have to fetch. We have to fetch. That means what we have to do here. So we need to use fetch. Fetch from where? Dot slash data slash products dot json. Dot then, so response implies response dot json. JSON dot then we have data implies this data we have to present. And very important, it is returning all the details. We don't want all the details. We want only the details whose ID name is matching. Whose name is matching, because this data is an array. In an array, how to find out this name related product? For that already we learned an option where result is equal to data.find method. Find uses a callback function. What this callback function will do? It will read every product. And what it will do? It will return if product dot name is matching with which one? Product name you selected. That means it will get that and store in the result. Now what we have to do? We have to present that result. So where document get element by ID, find will return only one record. It will return only one record which is matching. That means get element by ID LBL name dot inner HTML is equal to result dot name. Document dot get element by ID LBL price dot inner HTML result dot price. So document dot get element by ID LBL rating. So dot inner HTML result dot rating. Price also uppercase. We have to get the price, rating and details. And here you see now I selected electronics. I selected that. Details will come. Picture is missing. Picture we haven't selected. We have to display that also. What we have to do? Document get element by ID img product dot src is equal to result dot photo result dot photo. This we have to do. Then you can see I am selecting footwear. I select product. The details should come here. Lee Cooper is there. Nike Casuals is not there. That means I'm spelling wrong. Nike Casuals. Nike Casuals, footwear, electronics. That is coming fine. Speaker is coming fine. Footwear, Nike Casuals. Lee Cooper is coming. Nike casuals have problem. Spelling what we given Nike casuals, and here also there must be spelling wrong. CASUALS. Okay, because we are finding by name na, so it will get that and display. So we can get that and we can display the details. User can change and we can display. This is one simple example of working with switch. We can use switch in various other occasions. This is one simple example for that. Important is designing cascading drop down. So this is products dot JSON and some index dot HTML. This is all the code. I will copy this. This is the code. You need to try this, and then you can try the Inox movies cascading, right? Now, in the next session, we will see the other statements, looping statements and other statements, how to handle. Tomorrow we'll continue with that. Okay, right.